I've been observing and studying all the happenings back in my home country of Nigeria, especially in regards to the herdsmen assaults and invasion and tragedy that is happening in our country. But everything has intensified with the introduction of this Ruga program by the federal government. But the response of my people has really broken my heart, because the Yoruba people have always been known to be thinking people, to be intelligent people. We are regarded as the most educated section of the country, and we should know better. So when I hear and I listen to all the interviews and the speeches that are coming from the leaders of the Yoruba nation, people who are good enough to be my father, my grandfathers, and especially with the tragedy of the death of the daughter of one of the Afenifere leaders, which is a sad thing. And of course, many more deaths have been recorded in Yoruba land that is credited to these herdsmen, Fulani herdsmen. Whether it is so or not, it has not really been proven yet. We don't really know for sure. But most people right now are believing the narrative that any bad thing that happens in our land, in Yoruba land and in Nigeria in general, either it's kidnapping or killing or raping or stealing or armed robbery, that it should be the Fulani herdsmen that are behind it. And I'm not trying to, justify these Fulani herdsmen or the Ruga program. No. I think the evil that is in our country right now, especially that is connected to these herdsmen and the killing of people, the Christians in the Benue and in Kaduna, in Katsina, in Zamfara, in Borno, in Benue, all these places all over Nigeria is a tragedy. But I want my Nigerian people and my Yoruba people to know that this is a nationwide tragedy. It's not just a Yoruba land tragedy, but it's a tragedy for the whole of Nigeria. And if we recognize it as such, then we'll be able to face it much more professionally. But the things I'm observing in the media is more like the response that is coming from sentiments. We are using sentiment more than we are using our mind. And that is my concern. Especially when you listen to some leaders of the Yoruba people, they are beating the war drums. And that's why I'm coming out today to shout that those Yoruba leaders that are screaming and that are beating the war drums. I read some reports when Yoruba people say we will raise an army, a 1 million people army, 1 million man strong army. To fight who? Who do you want to fight? We've had that kind of rhetorics before. You remember Odumegu Ojukwu? Well, Ojukwu said things like that he was going to win, he was going to do, and we know what happened. Almost or more than 2 million people died as a result of that kind of decision. Don't let us be in a hurry. Don't let us be sentimental. Don't let us just study this thing and discuss with the whole country and with the government and with the Hausas and with the Fulanis. Let us sit at the table and talk. When we are talking about wars, nobody really wins at the end of the day in a war, because the price of war is the blood of your people and the death of your sons, daughters, wives, and parents at the end of the day. You see, people who are beating the war drums, they think they are going to win. And it is pride that makes people to behave like that. The only solution to any conflict in this world is never war. And the history of the world has taught us that. The history of the First World War, Second World War, and all the history of wars in general all over the world have taught us that no, war is never a means of dialogue. And war is never a way to get what you need. So what do we need as a Yoruba people? We need the that we need that the herdsmen and the Fulani people don't kill our people. They don't invade our land. We need that they will not come and rape our children and kidnap our elite. So what do we need to do for that? We need to talk. You see, every war starts because of the rejection of dialogue, conversation. When people refuse to dialogue and to sit at the table to talk, that is when war comes. War is a refusal of dialogue and conversation. But you know what? No war ever ends without dialogue and conversation. Every war stops at the table of conversation. That same conversation that they didn't want to have in the beginning, they are being forced. They will be forced to sit at that table of dialogue at the end of the day. You know what forces them? The loss of the lives of themselves, of their men, of their women, of their daughters, of their sons. And when they have poured and the bloodshed has spilled across the land and they cannot contain it anymore, they themselves now come to a place of compromise and a place of dialogue. We don't want to make that kind of mistake. We don't want to learn. We want to learn from from history. We don't want to repeat history. So people like that I've been listening to, who have been beating these war drums, I want to appeal to you all today. People like the Mr. Odumake, you know, Mr. Odumake, I'm sure you know history. You should know better. Please don't lead Yoruba land into a war. People like Fani Kayode. Mr. Fani Kayode, you boast yourself to have been educated in England. You know the cost of war. You should know better. Please don't push the Yoruba nation into war. Then some of you will say, you are crazy. Who are you to tell us this? Are you blind? Can't you see that it is the Fulani people, the herdsmen that are bringing war to us? So is it the Fulani people and the herdsmen bringing war to Daura, where they kidnap their king? Are they Fulani themselves bringing war to Kaduna? Well, that is their stronghold. That is, their capital of the north. Are they the headsmen and the Fulani? Are the Fulani, Hausa Fulani people bringing war to Zamfara? Are they bringing war to Katsina? Are they bringing war to Borno? Are they bringing war? These are just bandits. We should just admit that these are fanatics, these are bandits, and these are unscrupulous people that we all must unite together to fight. We shouldn't make this a fight against the Fulanis. We shouldn't make this a fight against Hausas. We shouldn't make this a regional and tribal fight at all. We shouldn't be thinking and saying that, well, it is a war, it is the Fulani people that have declared war against us. And some of you will say, don't you hear what they say? Did you hear what they say? That you must accept the Ruga. If you don't accept the Ruga, then you will not be accepted. They are equaling our lives to the lives of their cattle. And that they are the ones who are giving us the ultimatum. They are the ones who are declaring war. Well, even if they are the ones declaring the war, you can only fight people who want to fight. You cannot fight, when you are when you don't have an opponent. Because, you see, our response is not really what happens that matters in life. It is our attitude, our response to what happened. Yes, I don't deny that all those things happen. But what I'm trying to tell my Yoruba nation is not to repeat all the mistakes that have been that have happened in history. We can all learn from history. We don't need to repeat. War is not the solution. Let's let's even meet with this Fulani herdsmen organization. Let's meet with them. Let's meet with the president. Let's talk. War is never a solution. And, secession also is never a solution. We have the history in our land. Afenifere Renewal Group. I am so alarmed at what this Afenifere group is standing for. I think I am a Yoruba person, even though I'm not living in Nigeria right now, and some of you will accuse me and say that because you don't live in Nigeria, that's why you are thinking like that. You are heartless, you are this and that. But, my friends, I am still a Yoruba man. my name is Adelaja. Sunday Olorunwa Adelaja. Yoruba blood is flowing in me. My father is a Yoruba man. My mother is a Yoruba man. I'm from Ijebu-Ode, Idomila, Ijebu-Ode. So, and I'm concerned for my people. I know the consequences of war. I know what these things could lead to. Now, the other day I heard the Are on Kakanfo, Gani Adams, respected man. But what I heard him say, that he's going to mobilize all these millions of people and that Yorubas don't fight with guns and bullets, that we are going to fight with Yoruba technology. You know what? Don't tell me those kind of things, all right? Okay? You can tell those kind of things to less informed people. But when you go to history, when we go down in history and study what has happened in Yoruba land and in Africa as a whole, those technologies are just brainwashing stuff, And if you want, I'll prove it to you. But before I prove it to you, let me talk about this young man that calls himself Adeyinka grandson. I mean, I wonder how anybody could ever follow this kind of guy, because I invited him to come to my program. Let's debate. You are saying that Igbos are our problem? That the Igbos are the problem of Yoruba land? Igbos? I mean, why will you stir up hatred? Igbos are the closest biologically, even with the DNA test. Even with DNA test, we are the 90%, we have 95% similarity with the Igbos. Even if we have some disagreements, let's sit down and talk about it. So you now want to fight on two fronts. You want to fight the Igbos on one hand. You want to fight the Earthmen on the other hand. You the Hausa Fulani. What is this? Don't you know that you are being pushed to a trap? I had the Oni of Ife, Kabiyesi himself saying, come together and defend yourselves. I mean, you are a leader, Kabiyesi. You should know better that they are provoking you. You are being provoked into a war. You're going to waste the life of your citizens. We don't do that. Don't say you are never warned, because some of you people who are talking these things and these names that I just mentioned today, you are the elite of Yoruba land. And when war breaks down, God forbid, if war breaks down, you are all going to send your children to England or America. You are not going to be there fighting. Your children will not be there fighting. They are going to be abroad somewhere. But the people in the country land, the people in the country, the ordinary Yoruba people who've never seen passport, international passport or visa, they are the ones going to be sacrificing their own children. Let's even go back to Nigeria. Couldn't you learn? Can't we all learn from the Biafra-Nigerian war? I mean, the same thing our brothers, the Igbos, thought that they were going to be able to defend themselves, because war is never the way out. It's always negotiation, you see. And we had 2 million Nigerians perish in that war. So, look, let's forget about war. Let's forget about this power talk. Let's forget about this war drums and war cry that we are engaging right now. Because if we say they are overrunning our land, they are invading our land, they are attacking us, what will you say about the state of the president? Katsina State also is under the same attack. Zamfara State is under the same attack. Should they all go to war? Daura, the place where the president grew up and his homeland, native land, is under attack. It's your Nigeria that is under attack. Kaduna is under attack. Benue is under attack. Borno is under attack from these herdsmen and the fundamentalists. We should just look at them as bandits, all of them, because when they are destroying Zamfara and the Middle Belt and Kaduna and Benue and Borno, what do we say? We say, oh, they are bandits. But when they come to the West, we say they are Fulani herdsmen, and we want to make the Fulani people. But this is an international problem with this herdsmen. You see, the same thing is going on in Mali. You go and study, go and see what is going on in other countries. You see that they have the same struggle in Mali. They have the same struggle in Niger. They have the same struggle in Cameroon. They have the same struggle in Ghana. And these people are coping. They are resolving the issue one way or the other. Why can't we do the same? Finally, before I go, Let me tell all these Nigerians, all these Yoruba people that are beating the war drums. Please remember this. All wars start because people don't want to talk. They don't want to sit at the table of discussion. But all wars end only at that same table of discussion after the price of innocent blood have been shed in both sides. So you say, okay, you are talking too much. What is your solution? My solution is simple. My solution is in talks and discussion. Let's talk with the federal government. Let's talk with the herdsmen organization in Nigeria. Let's talk with the Fulani, Hausa Fulani people. Let's talk with all the people we have disagreements with. Our answer is not in secession. We are not going anywhere from Nigeria. Yoruba should be a part of Nigeria. That's where we belong. We are Nigerian. If anybody wants to go, let them go, but we are not going anywhere. We belong in Yoruba land. We belong in Nigeria. Yoruba land belongs in Nigeria. Let's just talk about our differences and make Nigeria a stronger nation for the love of God, church, and nation. Peace. Thank you so much for watching our videos. Now, we need to spread this word, and we need to do it together. For that to happen, we need your help. Just 5 little steps that you could help us to spread the word. Number one thing we need you to do is to like the videos. Please go like this video right now. Number 2, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Number 3, we need you to press and click on that notification bell. You see the bell? Go press on it. And number 4, we need you to go comment. Write your comment, good or bad. Just write what you feel. Number 5, share on every platform. Share on Instagram, share on Facebook. Just share and spread the word. Thank you so much. All right, blessings.